What's up, taters? Hey, everybody. Welcome to my channel, Treehouse News. This is Tree from treeoflogic.com. I'm going to be bringing to you a different video. This is not my normal format, but I was going through the news today and I saw this video and I was like, oh, this is crazy. I got to use this as a teaching tool, especially to the ladies out there. I need to make sure that this does not happen to you. So long story short, there was a huge man, like 350 pounds, no shirt, big man boobs. He got out of his truck and he slowly walked over. We're going to see the footage in a minute. He slowly walked over to a woman who was pumping gas and began to brutally beat her down while her child was still in the car. And she is in the hospital currently. And this is in California, okay, where they're filled with a lot of soy boys. There aren't really that many men, especially in the Long Beach area. So the Long Beach area is very blue. It's very democratically run. So you're not going to find real conservative men that would have intervened on this woman's behalf. And of course, the woman who's getting beat down is outside wearing a mask. So we see the type of political element here. Regardless of her political leaning, she did not deserve this. However, this basically proves my point that a lot of these liberals believe that no matter how many times they say Black Lives Matter and put their fist up in the air or have a mask that says I can't breathe, black people and from a certain type of community will never look at you as equal or have pity. Now, granted, they're going to say that this person has a mental illness, and there's always the mental illness, and I do believe he has a mental illness. However, you're going to see in this video clip is that it doesn't matter he has a mental illness. He has a particular type of that he attacked. He attacked women and elder women. Crazy men like this do not attack men that will beat their ass. It will never happen. They always go after the low-hanging fruit. So I don't want you to poo-poo this as, well, he's just mentally ill. No, mentally ill people know who to attack and who not to attack. And so we're going to learn from this woman's mistake. One of the things I never like women to do or anyone to do is, one, when you pull up to the gas station, don't leave your keys in the car. That is a no-no. Take your keys out of your car, put them in your pocket, not your purse, in your pocket. And when you are pumping gas, you need to keep your head on the swivel. You need to look behind the pump, to the left, to the right, and all around you. Keep your eye, especially if you have a child in the car, you're supposed to keep your head on the swivel anyway. I always look around me, even though I'm in a relatively safe area. You never know. You never know. And I don't do this because I'm afraid that somebody is going to attack me. I'm doing this because I want to see if somebody's going to try to carjack me. Carjackings happen a lot in gas stations. As a matter of fact, over 45 or it's either 45 or 48% of carjackings, stolen cars are happening at the gas station because people leave their cars they leave the keys in the car and they go in there and pay their gas and they come out and the car is gone. Or while they're pumping the gas, they leave the keys in the car. Do not do this, ladies and gentlemen. Don't do this. And when you're pumping the gas, you don't have to constantly look at the price. If you set the price or you know what the price is, and especially if you're filling it up, you don't have to be there and watch it. But you got to keep aware. You got to keep your head on the swivel and be aware of your surroundings. So let's look at this news broadcast so that we can see what really going on, and then we'll actually look at the entire attack here at the bottom. But let's start up here with the news segment right here.
Brutal assault caught on camera. A woman just pumping gas at a local gas station, the victim of a vicious and unprovoked attack. And we've just learned that sheriff's deputies have made an arrest in this disturbing case. Eyewitness News reporter Leanne Suter live at Century Station in Linwood with late breaking new information. Leanne.
Mark, that violent video proving key in the case, a concerned family member turning in the suspect, afraid he would hurt someone else. Authorities say the suspect has a history of mental illness and violence.
The victim never saw it coming. The massive suspect towering over her, suddenly attacking without warning as the woman was pumping gas.
Now, I will say this. Let's stop it right here. A lot of women don't know how it is to get hit. And when I was a police officer, I used to see a lot of women just get battered. And I would always ask them, how come you didn't run away? I don't really expect many to fight back, but I do expect them to run away. This guy is huge. He can't run. He's 350 pounds. There's no way he's going to run after you. And a lot of the women tell me that they're not used to getting hit. They got hot. When they got hit, they went into shock. And because it was just like, oh my God, I'm getting hit. And that happens to women who have never been hit before. Now, how do you take care of this? What you do is you need to enroll in martial art classes. You need to enroll in either Muay Thai or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That's my favorite for all women, okay? Because a lot of your fighting goes to the ground and you can use a lot of your leverage instead of relying on your strength, which we are strong in our bottom part of our body, not our upper not the upper part of our body. The upper part of our body, we are not that strong. Men are very strong in their upper body, okay? So we have to rely on our lower body for kicks and sweep. But also, like when you're doing any kind of boxing classes, kickboxing or any kind of boxing, when you're sparring with someone with gloves, you are getting punched, but not in a hard way. And it takes you out of that shock feeling of I got hit. So you don't like lose it and you go into the zone like you freeze up. And that's what happened to this woman with the first punch. And granted, this is a big guy, but all they had to do was take one punch for her to just duck down. After she had that one blow, she could have just easily ran away. As you can see, she begins to get in a protective stance and just start guarding her head and not running. And a lot of women do this because they're in total shock that they are actually getting hit. So when you go into a self-defense class, you're getting hit, and that basically takes you out of a shock mode because you know how it is to get hit. And therefore, when this happens in real life by somebody who's really attacking you, you don't freeze up.
Just without any warning, attacks our victim. It was a very prolonged and vicious attack.
The violent suspect now in custody. A family member in Long Beach turning him in.
He has a history of mental illness. He has a history of violence. And so when she was notified by family and friends of what was going on, she turned on the news, saw the story, immediately recognized our suspect, recognized the vehicle, and also recognized his actions.
The brutal beating happened Sunday night at this gas station at Rosecrans and Avalon in Gardena. Investigators now say the 25-year-old single mother wasn't the first victim. The suspect attacking a 63-year-old woman the day before while she was in her car at the same intersection.
63-year-old. Trust me, these men do not let the whole, he's mentally ill. They know who to attack. They know who to attack. This happens in New York all the time. These people who are mentally ill, they tend to go after people who are shorter than them, smaller than them. They even go after kids, but they go after the elderly and they go after women. You rarely see or hear about these mentally ill people going after a big man, okay, who can take them on. No. So don't let the whole mental illness fool you. And even so, if you are a woman, you have to protect yourself, ladies. You have to be on guard. You have to be aware of your surroundings. But most of all, especially if you live in a friendly Second Amendment state, you need to be armed. Now, I am an advocate of concealed carry. I keep my my right hip always with some metal on it. All right. I have a concealed carry license. I mean, I'm ready to do what I have to do to protect myself, and I'm going to stand up for myself. When it comes to these type of big men, this is where you can actually use your gun, your weapon, as self-defense. You're shooting to stop, not kill. That's not what we do. That's not what the police do. You shoot to stop. Shoot to stop. You're shooting to stop the threat. And this is a legitimate reason why you should have a concealed carry permit to have a concealed carry weapon.
Again, without warning.
Random and unstable. Based off the information of our second victim, very similar in terms of just unprovoked and random.
Investigators say the suspect, who is in his late 40s, is currently on parole for assault, now facing even more charges. According to detectives, he may have attacked numerous people over the last month and feared it could have taken a deadly turn.
With someone suffering from mental illness, I mean, the possibility for it to turn violent very quickly and very unexpectedly is there.
Authorities are not releasing the suspect's name as the investigation continues into more possible victims. He's currently being held on assault with a deadly weapon.
I don't understand the purpose of not releasing his name. Why? Well, how does that protect the other women who he have assaulted? I don't understand this.
We begin with breaking
This
news
doesn't
in
make any
Irwindale.
sense. Sorry about that. This makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, if the races was reversed, if this was a huge 350-pound white man, we would know his name. And if the woman was black instead of white, you know the story. So let's go over the video for a second, okay? So look at what happened. Let me see. Does he pull up to her? No, he pulls up. Okay. His gas tank ain't even on the right side. But I don't expect women to know that. So she's standing here looking at the gas meter, right? He pulls up and he gets out. And like I said, he's huge. This is a big, fat, obese man. And he's walking. He can't even run. So you have that advantage on him, young ladies, okay? You have that advantage where you can run away from him, okay? So he's walking to where she is. She should be able to see him right then and there when he's coming around the car. So he comes around the car. She's still paying attention to the meter. Boom. Hits her in the back of the head. Hits her again. She begins to freeze up and grab her head. And this is what I'm saying. This happens a lot to women who never been hit before. And the way you can get over that is by enrolling in a self-defense class. And so now he's still beating her. He got her on the ground. Terrible position to have her on the ground. And he's just taking the blows up in the air, pouncing her right in the face as she began to try to cover herself. Mind you, men are watching. This is a man over here pumping gas, not intervening, just standing there. This is California, though. They don't do that over there. Remember, everybody's equal. He's not even trying to intervene. Now he's choking her out. So we have a man here in this car. Yeah, you got several men in here and nobody stops this, by the way. He sees this in the car. He goes ahead and pull over this way. Then you got this guy here who walks around. Then you got this guy walks around. Then you got this guy. Look at it. These are males. Notice how none of them are going in to save this woman. Ladies, if you're in a blue city, please listen to me. You have to protect yourself. Stop depending upon men. There's a lot of soy men out there. There's a lot of men who are not capable of saving you. So you got to learn how to save yourself. One, if you live in a place where you can legally carry a weapon, I suggest you go get a gun. Go to the gun range, learn how to clean your gun, learn how to shoot it, learn the gun laws. That's very important. Learn how to use it in self-defense and know when and when you cannot use it in self-defense, okay? Second thing you need to do is get a concealed carry permit. You got to get a concealed carry license or a concealed carry permit, because when you're in a blue area like here in Long Beach, California, you cannot rely on men to come see you, because this is nothing but a bunch of soy boys watching this huge, big man, okay, 350-pound man beat up on a woman. Look at that. And he just stopped. Nobody puts their hands on him and push him away. He just stopped. By the way, notice how the guy in the car just sitting there just watching everything. And he walks away. So all this guy is doing is just talking and talking and talking. Not once did he think about getting a license plate. Nothing. It's just pitiful. It's just pitiful. They just watched this man just brutalize this woman. And it's really pathetic. And so this just goes to show.
We begin with on the same. I
hate when they just keep playing this over and over again. What I'm saying to you ladies is this. You got to start taking accountability for your self-defense. This is the reason why we have a wonderful Constitution, although being violated at the moment in certain states. And California, they have just overturned a 30-year-old AR-15 ban. So kudos to you. But now it's time to learn how to defend yourself. Some of you all are living in these states where they are defunding the police. They are actually having signature bonds for people who commit various crimes, from assault to anything dealing with I can't say the word because I'll get demonetized, but violated, okay, and all kinds of violations. So you have that going on. And so they're in New York and in California, and I think they also have something in some blue cities in Dallas, where you can get out on a signature bond. And these people are committing crimes and they're not being held accountable, and they're not being held in jail, and they come right back out and do it again. You have to arm yourself. You have to protect yourself, ladies. This right here, in my case, this is an easy target right here, because there's no way he can get off 2 hits on me before I have drawn my weapon. But for other women, you could have ran away. You got to get used to that. I just saw this and I just didn't understand how that woman froze up. And I do understand that there are certain situations. I'm not blaming her. I'm just using this situation for you to learn not to be a victim of a crime like this. If you have any questions in reference to self-defense, in reference to concealed carry, or if there's anything you would like to ask me in reference to that, let me know by leaving a comment below this video. Also, if you have anything to add in reference to other martial arts or self-defense techniques that women can take, and men too, leave it down below. I love to hear from you. Be sure to leave a like on this video, share it, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel already. And I'll see you all next time. Later, taters.